remember when I've told you about the wreck that I had when I was in the WWF and I flew to California and was on the way to co-host Raw and the fucking semi hit me? Do you remember that? Or are you just indifferent to my suffering?
No,
you remember that?
We talked about that on the show a while back. I do remember that.
Well, here's the letter I sent to that lawyer. And folks, if you haven't heard it, you can look it up on YouTube, I assume. What is it? Jim Cornette's near-death experience being run over by an 18-wheeler in California while on the way to host Raw. Would that be how it's labeled or what?
It would definitely have Cornette in California in there. I don't know about what else.
Yeah, well, anyway, from Knoxville, I'd flown into San Francisco to go to, as it turns out, I believe, Stockton. I couldn't remember, it was Sacramento, whatever the fuck. Stockton to do color on Raw. And on the highway, I got hit by an 18-wheeler and fucked up the rental car. And I had to go to the Oakland airport, get another rental car, and fucking got there like 45 minutes before showtime or whatever the fuck, before cell phones. Well, then Hertz had sent me, two things happened. The lawyers from the company where the guy was driving the truck for had sent me something to sign that they wanted me to sign, but at the same time, they didn't really send it. I'll explain in a second. And Hertz had sent me a letter saying they wanted me to pay for the damages to this rental car that I got run over in. So would you like to hear the letter that I sent to the lawyer of the truck company that fucking run me over?
Yeah, let's hear that first.
Well, no, this is it.
Oh, I thought you said you had a letter to Hertz too.
Well, no, everybody got this.
Oh, okay.
but it explains it. Dear Mr. Sellers, not Peter Sellers, but whatever. Enclosed, please find a copy of a letter you sent to me last month asking me to sign a form. However, there was no form enclosed with that letter because this dumb fuck had sent me something and I wasn't going to sue him, but he didn't enclose it. And I hadn't made up my mind yet anyway, right? And also, please find enclosed a copy of a letter that I received from Hertz about the rental car that was damaged. And I sent him a copy of the rental contract, the report that I filled out, the cops thing, the whole 9 yards. I says, please read all this and then finish this letter. So, okay, rest of the letter. Hey, I was driving down the interstate, minding my own business when a 10-ton truck changed lanes without seeing me, hit me in the rear end, spun me around, pushed me sideways down the interstate at 50 miles an hour and sent me sailing into 2 lanes of traffic sliding backwards. It was a fluke of nature. I was not struck by several more vehicles in the oncoming traffic. After pulling out of the slide and getting off the road, I had to sit and wait for the police, drive a crippled car to the next exit, stand in the pouring rain using a payphone, spend $25 for a cab to the Oakland airport, rent another car, and go on to Stockton, where I arrived less than 45 minutes before I was to co-host a live television program on the USA goddamn network. I was scared out of my wits, and it's a miracle I wasn't injured or even killed. If I get one more letter or phone call from anybody, because Hertz wanted me to pay, if I get one more letter or phone call from anybody involved in this melee, indicating that it might cost me even one more postage stamp out of my pocket, please be assured that I will file suit against every individual, corporation, and insurance agency involved in this fiasco for any type of damages, compensation, and relief that my attorney can imagine in his wildest dreams.
Beautiful.
Never heard from him again.
That seems to be a
People
thing.
Are saying,
seems to be a thing. When you did the letter about the penny difference, you never heard from them again either.
Yeah, well, because and I know people are saying, why didn't you sue him? Because I could have actually sued him. I had shit wrong with me that I could have sold physically, but then I couldn't stop bumping in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And if I was going to bump in Knoxville, I might as well bump in the WWF, where I'm still getting, major money for it. So I didn't have time to take off work to work the insurance deal.